Hello, 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 everyone. I hope you're doing awesome. Let's wait for a few more minutes so that everyone joins in. And I hope you're able to clearly hear me and see me. Nice. Let's wait for a moment for everyone to join in and say hi and hello in the chat. Oh, nice. We already have around 50 people joined in, more joining in, which is awesome. Hello, 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 everyone. By the way, I have my chat on the left hand side, so I constantly keep looking at it. But yeah, pretty excited for today. Nice. Okay. So yeah, today we are going to learn about generative AI 101. And as the drill, I guess a lot of you might have seen me on this channel before. Myself, Ali Mustafa, I'll do an introduction about me, like just in 5 minutes. But before that, I would love to know where you folks are joining from. So let me know in the chat below where you folks are joining from, which city you are tuning in from. Remember, this is subscriber only chat, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you can chat, right? Let's go. Mention the city where you're joining from. I'm personally joining from Mumbai, virtually actually. But I see Piyush here from Delhi. We have Shishta from Kolkata. Nice. We have Shah from Vijayawada. Nice, nice, nice. Tamil Nadu, Chennai. Yes, Kai Quinn, asking the right questions. Yes, you will get a certificate if you complete the certification till the very end. Nice. We have people joining from Kochi, Vizag, Mumbai. Nice. By the way, I roam around, the country a lot more. I've been to almost all these cities, and would love to meet you if I'm around, for a meetup, for an in-person event as well. Nice. Kerala, Virar. Bro, you can just say Mumbai. Okay. Um, Ravi, probably there might be some problem with your submission because we are giving away certifications, in 2 days' time. So if you complete the hands-on today, what we do is we go ahead, verify your hands-on, and then give you a certificate, right? So if you have not done that, then probably you might have not received it. Orissa, nice, nice, nice. Okay, so we have a lot more audience now, and we have all the folks active. The energy is flowing in the chat. Let's get started. Let me quickly share my screen, and let's get started. So let me quickly go here, share my screen. There it goes. Hopefully, it's visible now. Awesome. So yeah, today we are going to talk about generative AI 101 with pieces for developers. I'll talk a little bit about pieces for developers, down the line, but definitely check it out. It's an awesome tool. We also did a recent launch and product hunt. So that was also massive. We ranked product of the day, and with all of your community love, it was super, super awesome. About myself, I work as a senior developer advocate at Pieces, and I have previously worked at Postman. You might have actually seen me, at Postman and some sessions live here, right? So yeah, I constantly kind of try to educate people. Earlier, I was promoting API literacy. Now I'm promoting generative AI literacy. I also have a TEDx talk. If you ever want to listen to it, it's out there on YouTube and on TEDx.com. You can just Google my name, add a TEDx in front of it, and it actually is about machine learning and how I started my journey. Um, you know, Doing all the machine learning stuff. Awesome. This is me at in-person events. Would really love to meet you in person if you're around somewhere. I have actually met a lot of LU people, like all of my students in Mumbai, some in Kolkata. I met some in Delhi. I met some of you in Sri Lanka actually in person. So how awesome that is, right? So we teach you right here, and then we can obviously kind of go ahead and kind of meet in person someday. Cool. There are no prerequisites for this workshop. So, anyone and everyone is welcome. It's a very beginner friendly workshop, but it is for beginners. So if you are an expert in generative AI, this session might not be that fruitful for you. But if you're an absolute beginner, you are at the very right place. So don't worry about anything. Nice. Everyone will get a certification at the end if you stick till the end and you do the hands-on exercise. Remember, doing the hands-on exercise is very, very important for the certification. If you do not do that, you do not get the certificate. Then don't, kind of come back to me and say I did not get a certificate. You have to complete the hands-on exercise, right? Just attending this session does not automatically award your certificate. I hope that is very much clear. We also have a Slack challenge going on. You like this T-shirt? Talk AI to me. I definitely like it. Sounds a little bit awesome when you are at a conference and you're roaming around. The hot guy with the T-shirt, or guy or girl with the T-shirt on, right? So yeah, definitely. We are giving away this T-shirt and a sticker set. Actually, we have given away a lot of these recently. You might have seen people sharing about it on LinkedIn and on Twitter. Actually, a lot of people kind of posted about their T-shirt arriving, which is super cool, right? So yeah, feel free to kind of participate in the social challenge. How do you participate in the social challenge? Glad you asked. This is the URL and the QR code. Actually, it is pinned in the chat as well, and you can see it in the YouTube description as well, right? Now, this document is very, very important because it contains everything, right? So let's open this document, and it will show us about, what, like how to claim the certificate, how, what to do to participate and win the awesome T-shirt and a sticker set, right? So we scroll down, all the way down. The very first thing, obviously, our Discord server. So we have our pieces community Discord, which will help you to complete your certification in case there's some problems. So feel free to join the Discord server and, learn about generative AI, apart from what we are going to learn today, obviously. So learn about the recent trends, and know a lot more things from the engineers behind the scenes of pieces, behind the scenes of generative AI. If you want to join the Discord community. Now this link obviously is to the same page, so that's there. Now, there were some prerequisites on step number one. Hope you have completed that. If you have not completed that, please go ahead and complete it. It's very, very important. There's the download link for Windows, for Mac OS. If you're on Linux user, you can go ahead and go to this link. If you face any installation error, go ahead and let me know right here. Now, talking about the course itself, here is the course. This is the same embedded video which we are doing right now. So yeah, it's right there. Step number 3 is to claim your certificate, which will happen after we finish the session. So we'll skip that for now. You can obviously connect with me on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram if you want to. And then social media challenge. Social media challenge, oh, the time needs to be updated. It will be updated. Don't worry about it. But the social media challenge basically kind of asks you to summarize whatever we are learning and have an opportunity to win these awesome swags, right? So you can go ahead and share about what you're learning with hashtag GenAI with pieces and tag Let's Upgrade and ourselves. And we'll be more than happy to kind of select a winner from these, right? You can see the Twitter shortcut. You can also do that on LinkedIn and fill out this swag claim form. We are going to select 20 plus winners. So you have a very good chance of getting this t-shirt, and, kind of being part of, this exclusive amount of people who have or own these swag. Don't worry, the date is old. We will change it. It will end probably 2 weeks after, the session ends. Okay. So you have plenty of time, but you can participate right now, create some noise on the Twitter or on LinkedIn, whatever is your favorite platform. And don't forget to fill out the swag claim form because I don't know how to trace you otherwise, right? Nice. Okay. So I hope social media challenge is clear. If you have any questions, please ask to me in the chat right now. As I mentioned, for the certification, we are going to do that together. So don't worry about it at all. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Nice. Let's get started. Why do we learn about generative AI? Number one thing, you see the recent investments getting into the field of generative AI. $6 billion invested in XAI, more than $10 billion in funding for OpenAI via Microsoft. Um, Recently, Target project around 500 billion with a B getting invested, in around creating an AI infrastructure across the US. And if you look at, like how the organizations are looking at it and how the organizations are adopting generative AI, it's, fair to say that over 70% of organizations have already adopted or are planning to adopt AI solutions in the next few years. And if you're not creating unique value, into this ecosystem, definitely you're the one who's going to face the heat. And, obviously you will be the one who will be kind of, cut down, call it cost cutting, call it, replaced by AI. Definitely there's a lot of things going on out there, and there are a lot of AI agents which are just coming in and kind of doing all sorts of things, right? So it's very essential that we don't just know how to use generative AI, but we dive into the crux, the back end of it, and how it actually works, right? um yeah, don't worry, I'll show you, Vivek, at the end of the session. Yeah. Nice. So, what is AI? If you ask me this question, can someone answer it in the chat? Again, this is going to be a two-way communication. So, I'm going to ask you a question, you're going to answer it. And, even though it's YouTube, I'm going to interact with you via chat. I want to keep it that way, right? Else, my grandmother here thinks that I'm talking to a computer all day long, right? Nice. So, go ahead and, tell me, what do you think AI is? For me, in very simple terms, I would equate artificial intelligence to more of human intelligence, right? If you were human, what is to be being human? As a human, when you were born into this world, did you know your name? Not really. Did you know which religion you belong to? Not really. Did you know what place you were born into? Probably you were born into Mumbai, India, or you were born into US, or you were born into, a random European country. Now, if you look at all of these factors, what you can say is you are a machine. And as a machine, you kind of landed into this world. You were taught the language where you were born. You grew up learning the culture where you were born, and so on and so forth. And that's what made you human. And this ability of you to learn about the culture, learn about the language, learn about how to walk, how to talk. Imagine a human being coming to your face every day and telling you, say mama, say dada. Definitely you're going to say mama and dada, because there's no way around that big human who's coming to you every day, right? So yeah, artificial intelligence basically mimics human intelligence, and we try to be as smart as human is, right? And that's what we call, like artificial intelligence in a very simple term. But AI is not that powerful, which means AI itself is okay. It's good, right? It can play chess, it can drive cars, it can code for you. But can it do everything which a human can do? Right now, no. So that's what we kind of, in the AI world envision AGI to be, artificial general intelligence. And we say that, okay, AGI is going to achieve this. AGI is going to be the person which is smarter than human, right? So there's a lot of investment going on. There's a lot of research going on, and everyone wants to achieve AGI, which is crazy. Cool. Now we go back to understanding, okay, what is generative AI? Now, I did not waste a lot of my time because we have tools at our disposal. So I went ahead and asked Gemini 2.0 what it thinks about generative AI. Gemini 2.0 says that generative AI refers to a category of artificial intelligence. Very emphasis on the words category of artificial intelligence. Now, that can generate new content. Okay, it can generate new content. What kind of content? Text, images, audio, code. Nice. Now, what does that resembles? It resembles the data they were trained on. And unlike discriminative AI, okay, so what is discriminative AI? We'll talk about it a little bit. But unlike discriminative AI, which focuses on classifying or predicting existing data, generative AI creates novel outcomes. Okay. Now, what is discriminative AI? In very simple terms, if you look at driving a car, right? What is it? What are the rules of driving a car? If you see a red signal, you stop. If you see a green signal, you go. If you see a yellow signal, you press your pedal on that accelerator so that you speed as fast as you can, right? Obviously, no. That only happens here. No, no, no. What you do is you stop, right? You're like, hey, I don't want to go. I don't want to break the signal, right? You stop. So if you go ahead and you kind of try to implement these rules for AI, that's what we call discriminative AI. It looks at the rules. It says, okay, this is allowed. This is not allowed. This I can do. This I can't do. These things are okay. These things are not okay, and that's what discriminative AI refers to. So generative AI is not discriminative AI, unlike discriminative AI, right? So it basically is used for generation. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but I asked GPT-4o as well. Obviously, why ask only one, model? Ask all of the models which are available out there. So I asked it to GPT-4o, and GPT-4o says that it's again a category of AI. What does it do? Generate new content. What content? Text, images, music, etc. And again, it says unlike traditional AI. So you can see that both of them focuses and says that, okay, unlike traditional AI, this is different. This is, unique, and so on and so forth. Now, if you look at this definition, what is common across this definition? The very first thing which is common across this definition is yes, yes. Let the chat keep flowing, folks. We have more than 100 people right here. Nice. If you're not able to chat, remember there's subscribe to only chat, so you'll have to subscribe to the channel to chat. AI, category of AI. Okay. So the first thing we learned about is generate new content. What kind of content? Code, images, video. What kind of content? All kind of content: text, images, music, code, right? And then again, it focuses on not just creating content, but creating new and original outcomes. So it says that it is almost able to think, right? Because it is able to generate novel outcomes, like new outcomes. And are these outcomes only related to text and images or music? Not really. It can generate audio. It can generate video. It can generate 3D models. It can generate, like renders and whatnot. So it's not just limited to these sets. Anything which can be replicated into zeros and ones, it can basically generate it. Nice. So how does this all relate to, like in terms of, the research behind generative AI? Now, the very first paper which introduced this mechanism, the transformer paper, or the titled paper, Attention is All You Need, by Vasani et al. And team, basically focused on, bringing this new approach called as self-attention mechanism. So let's say you say there's a cat in the bag. Now there's bag, there's cat, and there's in, which is again, all of these as words, you will interpret it and tell yourself, okay, what does this actually mean, right? You'll try to make sense of this sentence. Similarly, when, earlier, without transformers, understanding sentences as whole was difficult. So what we would do is we would create like a simple embedding out of it, right? And we would do word by word translation. So I'll go ahead and I'll translate cat, I'll translate bag, I'll translate in, I'll translate the. Now that is very inefficient, right? Why? Because it's obviously you are just kind of picking up a word and looking at it as is, right? So it's not that effective, right? It's obviously it doesn't understand what words you are trying to kind of stem. With self-attention mechanism, you kind of reduce that, and when you see the cat is in the bag, cat and bag, both the words will have some importance across the sentence, right? So, basis on the noun, basis on the verbs, basis on, this algorithm, it can know what you're talking about actually, right? And then to double it down, Birth came in 2018, which then improved this, in both the direction, bi-direction, right? So yeah, you can actually go and kind of learn about the paper. Attention is all you need. It's an absolute gem of a paper to understand how this mechanism actually works, right? Very, very simple. Obviously, there are more models than transformers. Transformers are not the only model, so you'll actually find a lot more models than transformer models, like GPT-1, which was kind of based on the transformers. But then they are not the only one which is kind of used right now. Obviously, they are the basis, and there are all of these models which you see right now are the basis of the new models. But then there are a lot new models which come away like literally every single day, right? So you can obviously keep up with the industry, join our Discord server. And remember, we have the swag challenge going on, so participate in it. Okay. So again, we have generative, adversarial networks or GANs, VAEs, diffusion models, all sorts of models which allows us to do different things. For example, VAEs allows us to use encoders and decoders to learn about data distribution and generate altogether new samples. GANs, on the other hand, have two algorithms competing with each other, one generating content, one evaluating its authenticity. And then we have diffusion models, which allows us to kind of go ahead and create, images and whatnot, right? Oh, there's a Discord link is invalid. Okay, let me go ahead and check that out. I'll update that by the end of the session. Okay. Cool. Now, VAEs, GANs, all of this sounds fancy, right? Absolutely, it is fancy. Do you remember this guy? Yeah, Aryan, I take a lot of sessions actually, at a lot of places. I can't list it here, but you can follow me on LinkedIn, and I update it there. Yeah, this is Cavi, right? Cavi says he doesn't say anything, by the way. He just says make things simple. So let's make things simple, right? What we want to do is we want to make things simple. Yeah, Sky. Let's upgrade team. Can you kind of put my video on the side instead of it overlapping the slides? It would be better for the people here. Okay. Um, Now, one more thing we want to do next is play a game to make it simple, right? The game is very simple. I'm going to give you a sentence and you're going to go ahead and complete the sentence for me. Okay. So the first sentence will appear right here. How's the Josh? Come on, let's be quick. How's the Josh? Hi, sir. Yes, yes. Yes. Hi, sir. Hi, sir. Nice. What about the other? This is a Hindi dialogue. Dash din mein paise double. Yes, 21 then. Everyone says 21, someone says 25. Sorry if you don't know Hindi. It's a little, yeah, like that. Okay. 10, 21. Okay, nice. Um, Avengers. This one should be easy. Assemble. I would say Avengers go back if I was in India, and Avengers came here. I'd be like, Avengers go back. Uh, maybe. Yeah, everyone is with a high Josh. I don't think anyone here is with a medium or a low Josh as well, right? Okay, last sentence. May the force. This one should also be kind of quite easy. Yes, yes. May the force be with you, be with me. No, be with you. Okay. Now, how many of you really know what these sentences mean? Very few of you, right? Maybe a lot of you. Like I don't know which movie How the Josh belongs to, but it sounds good. It has been there, like I've seen every speaker use that as a starting line. How's the juice? Everyone goes, hi, sir, right? Obviously. Same with, dash in double. How many days? 20 days, 40 days, 100 days. But a specific amount of days. Why? Because a specific movie, which kind of talks about that, right? And so on and so forth. So let's do the last sentence and understand the science behind it, right? For example, why so? Yes, yes, yes. The last sentence is going to be why so, or word serious, right? So I say this to all my students who are like, watching you like this. I'm like, why so serious, right? But again, if you look at the history of this, if you don't understand, I'll give you, more background. Like, okay, it belongs to a Hollywood movie. This is the probably guy who said this, and so on and so forth. If I were to give you a one word explanation or a one sentence explanation of what generative AI is all about, it's all about next word prediction. So what you all did with me, so I basically turned you into a large language model, an LLM. And what you did was you went to the internet all your life, probably 20 years of your life, 30 years of your life. You have been watching movies. You have been listening to these dialogues. You have been watching memes. Not for 40 years, you're watching for memes, probably, but you're watching for memes for the last 3, 4 years. But all of these data, which is coming across your brain, you're collecting it and you're keeping it in your mind. And now that you have all of this data available, when I give you half sentences, you're able to complete these sentences. That's what generative AI model does. Imagine that you have $100 million. Now, that's why I told you imagine, right? Because if you had $100 million, you'd not be here. But let's imagine that we have $100 million. What are we gonna do? We're gonna buy a Bugatti? Not really. So we are gonna go to Nvidia and give them, half of this money and tell them, hey, give us GPUs. Now they will go ahead and give us the GPUs. And now what are we gonna do with these GPUs? Mine Bitcoin? Not really. Okay. So what are we gonna do? We are gonna go ahead and use this paper transformers, or different techniques which are standard in these days, and then we are gonna have an algorithm. Now we have the GPUs, we have the algorithm. What is missing? Data. So just like OpenAI, we are gonna go to the internet, steal all the data available in the world, right? Or scrape every available website in the world. And then what are we gonna do with it? We are gonna go ahead and kind of pack that data into embeddings and then pass that into our model. So now the end result of that is something we call a large language model, or something in a very simple word which can do the next word prediction. Yeah, I get you, buddy. You say 30 days, 30 story, whatever. You came in with a Joker, slide on the top. Don't worry about it. We are not talking about Hollywood movies. We are talking about generative AI. You can just go back and start from the start. Okay. Cool. So what is an LLM? An LLM is a large language model. In very simple terms, I call it a big brain AI. LLM. Uh, a lot of times you will hear it, like almost all of them talks about it, or they say model. A lot of times model is also referred to an LLM as well, right? But remember, L large, L language, M model, LLM, large language model, right? What does it do? It's super good. It helps you to predict next word in the sequence, right? And it's a big brain AI. It can do multitasking. It can kind of go ahead and tell you how to code. Can tell you how to write blogs. Can tell you how to write LinkedIn post. Can brainstorm for you. Can do research for you. Can do a lot of things for you, right? So as an LLM, it's a multi. You can say it can do a lot of things for you, right? Multi-talented. It's also multi-modal sometimes, meaning that it can not just generate text for you, but it can generate images for you. It can generate audio for you. It can decode videos for you, and it can do a lot more things, right? In today's world, you can consider examples of LLMs as ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and so on and so forth. So all of these models are nothing but large language models, right? So each model comes with a version number, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But remember, that's what a large language model is all about, right? So in very simple terms, big brain AI, multitasking pro, meaning that it's like literally a Swiss Army knife, which has everything in it, right? But it is high risk and high reward, which means that even though there's a lot of like tech involved, and it's a lot techy in nature, but it can be absolutely biased sometimes, and it can literally kind of create content which did not exist. It fumbles a lot of times. It will tell you a fact if it is not even close to a fact. So it's very, very high risk as well. Now, obviously, apart from the large language models, you have reasoning models. Now, how are reasoning models a little different? Reasoning models in other ways allow you to kind of think and solve problem like humans, right? So, as I mentioned earlier, that models themselves, they don't have ability to think because they are trained on the past data. They cannot be trained simultaneously with the new data, right? So they just learn this technique of predicting the next word in the sequence, right? So they're able to do that very, very efficiently. With large language models, they can basically generate like a whole corpus of text and know everything about it because of the self-attention mechanism we talked earlier, right? So with the reasoning models, you can make models think. How does that happen? In very simple terms, you can give it time, and you can give it internet access, or you can give it access to tools, and then you can ask it to also brainstorm. So you will see a lot of these models analyzing, argumenting by itself. Like for example, if you go ahead and ask Quen, or ask any Chinese model about China, it will go bonkers. It will be like, hey, it will go ahead and start writing things because that's what the models do. But then by the end of it, it will understand that, hey, this is against my policy. So I'm not going to give him the answer, though it debated itself for 10 minutes about it, right? Same happens with, Krutim AI in India. You go ahead and ask about, kind of go ahead and ask it about OpenAI. And as soon as you ask it about OpenAI, it goes bonkers. It's like, I don't know what OpenAI is, right? I can't, kind of go ahead and give you data about, Chat GPT or, OpenAI. So if you look at a lot of these models, they have multiple stages, right? So you start from the very basic stage of predicting the next word. Then you have, tools available at your disposal, which you can use to evaluate this, provide fresh data, and so on and so forth, right? So let's do a simple exercise, right? How humans would think. Now I want to go from Mumbai to San Francisco. How can I go from Mumbai to San Francisco? What is the easiest way? What is the cheapest way? What is the fastest way? Okay. So I'm getting errors while installing pieces OS. Hey, unknown person. You can go here and you can see in the installation, we have given you a form, like error form. Please fill that up, attach screenshots, mention your Windows version number so that we can troubleshoot it a little better, right? Um, so Aaron and Sky says that you can take a flight. Okay, but for that, you need an airport in Mumbai and you need an airport in SFO. Okay, you have to establish that. Okay, there's an airport in Mumbai, there's an airport in SFO. Now you're like, okay, which flights are available from Mumbai to SFO? So there's Air India. Okay, can I take that flight? Maybe. Is it expensive? Okay, not really. Okay, so that's an option. Or else, what if from Mumbai I go to Delhi, from Delhi I go to Bangalore, from Bangalore I go to SFO? How about that? Is that efficient? Maybe. Or how about from SFO, from Mumbai, I go to Dubai, from Dubai, I go to Europe, from Europe, I go to SFO. Nice. So there are, because there's airport everywhere, so I can just kind of go ahead and roam around in flights all the, probably for the next 3 days, be in like different flights. So if you look at, the options I have and the decisions I have to make are on the basis of a lot of factors. It involves money. It involves mode of transport. It involves airports being present in these cities. It involves the time I have, obviously, and it involves a lot of like decision making stuff here. And right now, if you kind of look at the models, the reasoning models kind of enable that to do. Nice. Now, obviously, the downsides, everything has downsides. With upsides, obviously, the downsides are there. With LLMs, they are literally like a smart autocomplete because they can predict the next word in the sequence, and they are awesome. They can actually do a lot of things. So if you look at like the downsides of LLM, they hallucinate a lot. They do not have any real understanding of what they are saying. So even though you can embed that into a reasoning model, it will still not be able to understand what it really means. To it, everything is keywords and embeddings and letters, zeros and ones, right? And all of that. So yeah, remember sometimes it can be a little tricky. So it is absolutely important that you know the downsides of LLMs as well. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But yeah, now that we are half hour into the session, let's introduce Pieces for Developers. Now, Pieces for Developers is your long-term memory for your whole developer workflow. The whole idea of Pieces is to retain information about whatever you're doing and then be able to present that information in a way where you can consume it and keep a memory of it, right? Using your favorite LLMs. So as I divide pieces into three different parts. The first part is multi-LLM. You have used Gemini, you have used Claude, you have used ChatGPT. Now, all of these premium models come with a premium subscription. For example, you pay $20 for ChatGPT, you pay close to $20 for Claude, you pay around same amount for Gemini. Now, all of these models are obviously expensive, and if you have to pay for using top-notch, all of these top-notch models separately, it's crazy, right? So with Pieces, you can use all of these top models available at your disposal within the Pieces Studio. That's number one. Number two, you can use local models. So a lot of times you want to work and you want to keep your stuff private. So, that doesn't happen, with a lot of these providers, a lot of these plugins. You have to be online. You have to be connected to the internet to walk around with these, like AI suggestions and tools. With Pieces, we have implemented, we have done a local installation of Olama, which means you can go ahead and use any available model via Olama into Pieces, right? Right now, we support a lot of them. Soon, we'll be able to support like almost all of them. But you can literally go ahead and download Quen offline and work on your system without leaving any data with the internet turned off, right? So we value privacy a lot more, and we enable you to use on-device models absolutely free of cost. And then we have long-term memory. Now, what is long-term memory? Long-term memory allows you to, as I mentioned, save whatever you're doing, right? Just to show you a little demo, let me go here and, show you, like a small demonstration. So if I, come here and I share my screen, there it goes. Now, I can ask it in very generic way that, hey, what was I doing in the last 30 minutes, right? So if I just ask it, a very simple question like this, you can see that I was in the last 30 minutes, I was doing the GenAI 101 presentation on a live stream. I was doing it via StreamYard. It gives me the link. It gives me the slide link. What is LLMs? Reasoning model. A slide to play games. Nice. It also gives me the YouTube channel and the stream info. Right now, can you tell me more about the social media challenge? Now, again, I can ask it more specific details and it will kind of go further and tell me, okay, this is what the social media challenge looks like. I can go here to the social media challenge and basically try to do this, right? So yeah, there's let's say what is the form to submit the challenge. So you can see that it is remembering all of this information, which I did not feed it into it, but it was possible because of long-term memory. As you can see, long-term memory here, you can see all the sources, and you can also select the time ranges, and you can enable that functionality within your chat. So that is what the long-term memory is all about, right? So that's what basically it covers. Cool. Now you can obviously kind of be a little bit paranoid about it. That hey, why is Pieces collecting all of my data and sending it to their servers? We are not. So to kind of show you in a much better way, we don't actually store any of your information. So if you absolutely actually go here, and I'll actually show you in a very simple way. If I kind of go here and I go to Pieces and I go here inside the folder, you can see that Pieces itself, it kind of has a local database which is available on your device. And all of this information, as you can see, it was updated like literally right now, like 7:11. It is right now 7:12, right? So if you look at, a lot of this information is stored on your device, right? And we retrieve it using, LLMs. But before we do that, we have a proprietary algorithm which then tries to, not show, your PII information and expose it to the internet. So we have some checks in place which kind of does that, and all of that happens on the device. It does not leave your device unless and until you choose, like an online LLM to retrieve this information. In that case, some of this information will be exposed to that LLM. But again, we use very private servers, which means if you are kind of interacting with the LLM with long-term memory, you will be literally having your own virtual system kind of booted up behind the scenes. So yeah, it's very secure, and that's our motto, right? To keep the security in the center of the stage. They'll be like, okay, how do you make money? Very valid question. We kind of sell this technology, or we are kind of going to sell this technology to companies where it is more valuable, and for managing the tribe information across the team. And that is something which you will actually find as a team very, very useful. So that's what our main goal is. Obviously, there will be a subscription model, and the free model will always be available for absolutely free. There will always be a free tier. Right now, it's free. It will always be free. And we are not collecting your data. We are not making money of that. We are making money of selling it to companies, which then kind of use this, to kind of pass on the tribe information within the team. Nice. Let's go ahead and start the hands-on. I hope you all are already on this document. If not, please scan this QR code and be on the document. Hey, did you create Pieces? Not me really did. So we have our founder and co-founders. You can actually watch them out. If you go to pieces.app, you will actually be able to kind of study about our history and how Pieces came into existence. I'm obviously one of the team members, so absolutely I'm part of the team, and I'm responsible for kind of educating people about Pieces. Yeah. Right now, we don't have a premium subscription, meaning that you can actually use Pieces for absolutely free to its utter limit. There's no restriction on API usage. There's no restriction on the amount of like usage you do. The more you use, the better for us to be able to kind of make it better. Nice. Okay. Vediga says, "Do you know Bubble?" I'm not sure about Bubble. Probably if you can enlighten a little bit more, I might be able to help, but right now I'm not sure about Bubble. Isn't this risky? As I mentioned to you, everything is on device. The data exposure is also very limited. and we take care of the security, really, really well. Cool. So let's go ahead and go to the page here. Everyone on the page, give me a thumbs up in the chat quickly. Quick, quick, quick. Yes, 30-day, 30 story, we are going to do that. Joe, I'm going to explain that in the very end because the course is still happening and there's still 1 more hour to go. Discord link is invalid, right? I'm going to fix that. Wait a minute. Why is the Discord link invalid? Okay, refresh the page. It should be valid now. Looks good. I guess the link here is valid as well. Oh, I'll update this to today is March 11th, right? We can do this till March 20th, 3 p.m. That would be nice. You'll have 9 days, right? Which is more than enough. Okay, looks good. So hopefully you are able to see the updated page. Let's refresh this page. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay, can't install Suhas. Why is it that you can't install? If you can't install, just fill out this error form for me quickly. I'm gonna paste that in the chat. For some reason, I'm not able to. Yeah, usually I can. Oh, nice. Yeah, I can share links here. So this is the error form. Kind of please go ahead and fill this out for me quickly, right? It would be much, much, much better for me to kind of troubleshoot the errors. So yeah, go ahead and do that quickly. Nice. Now, if you have already done the installation, if you have done the installation, give me a random emoji in your keyboard if you are already done with the installation. Done, done, done. Done. Vedika is done. What about others? That's good. Yeah, for some reason, I find this pink and very weird. Anvesha, you know, yeah, maybe I don't like that crazy pink color, but okay. Purple is my favorite color, kind of. Not favorite, but okay. Done, done, done. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Awesome. So we are gonna go here and let me show you how we are going to start with, right? So this is pieces. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start from the onboarding so that everyone is literally with me. So this is how you will actually look at pieces when it basically installs. It will show you like this. Now pieces comes with two parts, pieces OS, which is on the top right here. As you can see on the Windows, it will be on the bottom. It has more settings like long-term memory. You can control what kind of information you want pieces to store, what kind of information you don't want pieces to store. You can at any given point in time clear your long-term memory data because it's completely on device. So you don't have to worry about it. You can absolutely clear it when you want it, right? And then in the settings, you can obviously kind of, look at how you are processing your data and so on and so forth, right? So there's Pieces OS and then there's Pieces Studio. Now, Pieces Studio is basically enabling you to work with Pieces OS. You can also use Pieces VS Code plugin pieces, like other plugins. There are like tons of plugins which we have available for, every IDE out there. So you don't have to use Pieces Studio particularly, but we are going to do that right now, right? So go here, select, all that you're doing right now. So I usually select software engineer because that's what I want to kind of, keep it in the context of the model. Select the years of experience, select the technology I'm working in, select the languages I'm more familiar with. So I can go ahead and select the languages. And then I'm going to select AI Copilot because that's what I'm going to use right now. Then I can go to ML and processing and I can, select the type of processing I want, let's say blended, local, or cloud. If you select local processing, it will increase RAM and CPU consumption on your device. But I usually prefer blended or cloud because that's better. Then you can leave everything else as it is, or if you have a model choice of preference, you can go ahead and select the online models like Gemini Pro or Claude 3 Sonnet or Claude 3.5 or GPT-4 4.0, the premium models. You can also see on-device models available, which you'll have to download if you're going to use them. So you'll actually look at them as well. So for my favorite model is GPT-4, so I'm going to select that. And then comes long-term memory, which basically allows you to do, like context switching, which I mentioned earlier. So you can actually use that if you, want to kind of walk around with it. Then we go next, we connect our Google account or, we sign up via email. The reason for signing up, you can actually use pieces without signing up because it's an optional step, as you can see right here. If you can see it here, it's an optional step. But why we emphasize on signing up is because we don't want to rate limit you. And you can also share your code snippets with others, right? So yeah, that's very important. Now finish the onboarding and then you can kind of start with the chat. Now here in the chat, you can see the UI, you can add more context, you can insert code block, you can add screenshot, you can add files, folders, and whatnot. As I mentioned, Pieces is also available for other, like not just this, but for, let's say, if you're working with other, IDEs, you can come here and you can use Pieces within that, right? So you can see Pieces Drive available here. You can come here and you can use, let me go here and if I come back here, I can kind of boot up Pieces chat here, work with it, and it would be absolutely amazing as well, right? So yeah, you can bring Pieces to where your code is and not the other way around, right? Cool. Now for this session, what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and follow along the GitHub instructions. So let's open this GitHub repository for me quickly. I'm going to paste that in the chat right here. You can change it later. That's absolutely fine. Hey, Quicker, I'm going to, this is not a Postman workshop though. Error type or the document upload, I don't understand. Hey, that is for the error, right? If you're getting an error, I highly recommend that you click a screenshot of whatever error you are getting, right? And then you can basically go ahead and share that, right? Fill out the form, what exactly the error you are receiving. So that's very important. I'm not able to claim my badge of Postman API. Quicker, I'm not sure why that is happening. You might want to reach out Postman for that because they will be more than happy to assist you. I no longer work for them. So I won't be able to assist you. But drop a message to them. If it is not happening, then message me. I'll message someone from the team. Nice. Cool. So the idea here is to create a project as a part of our hands-on. It's almost 1 hour. We are going to take 15 more minutes and then we will be done. Okay. So step by step, step number 1, define the project goal. Let's create a fun facts app. We go ahead, generate the initial facts with Copilot. We identify and correct the hallucinations, and then we build an app which can display these random facts. For example, if you love cat, how many are cat lovers here? Anyone? Yes, it is available on the Microsoft Store as well. But I highly recommend that you install it via the installer, which we have mentioned. No cat lovers? Dog lovers? Yeah. Anyone crocodile lovers? I love crocodiles. I don't love cats and dogs. They are like, mute animals. But crocodiles, oh my God, they are nice. Not the ones they bite you, right? Obviously, not the ones who are biting ones. But the cute ones, like, they are just roaming around, they're having fun, they are in the mud, they are in the river, just chilling around, right? Uh, so I'm going to select crocodiles. You can select cats, you can select dogs, you can select, any other animal, or you can select planets. We are going to use that as a starting page, and then we are going to deploy that on GitHub pages. Though this is optional, but we can go ahead and do it. So that's not a problem. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and kind of start with the basics. So let's go to pieces. Nice. Now let's start a new chat. I'm going to zoom this in so that you all can see what I'm doing. Now what I'm typing is called as a prompt. Now there are better ways of typing a prompt, and it's called as prompt engineering, right? So you can do prompt engineering in, oh, Mr. Unknown says, I love dinosaurs. Okay. Uh, yeah, exactly, Sky. That's why I don't go near dinosaur. Not dinosaurs. Not go near crocodiles. I enjoy them. From very very far away. When I say very far away, I mean me watching them on YouTube. Very far away. Okay. So prompt engineering is a way of how you can tell the model what you want to do, tell the LLM what you really want to do, right? So in this case, I'm gonna say I want you know uh, fun facts about crocodiles, right? So I'm gonna say generate 15 fun facts about crocodiles. Now, this I can directly give this as a prompt, but you never give prompts like these. The reason, these are the kind of prompts which new people give, right? So we are gonna make it a little bit more spicy, right? So we want to kind of tell it what the outcome is going to look like, how it is exactly supposed to be, right? So I want it to generate 15 fun facts about crocodiles. Look at the example below for output format. So I'm gonna zoom out a little bit, and I'm telling it that, okay, what does the output looks like? So output will look like this: facts, fact one, fact two, right? So here I am basically specifying the kind of, by the way, if you want a new line, you can shift enter and have a new line. Okay. So that's easier, right? Or you can just say, output in JSON. So you can also say output in JSON and it will reply something similar, but not exactly the same, right? So generate 15 fun facts about crocodile. Look at the example below for the output format. I send that up, and then it will go ahead and it is formatting it exactly as I want it, right? Now, if you try that without the output example, it will give you a something different as an outcome. For example, if I just use this prompt and I go to the new chat and I just mention that without any output, let's see what output it gives me. Normal output. Obviously, I don't want that. Okay. Now I go here and I say output in JSON. And nice, it is taking forever. Okay. So I say output in JSON. And now you can see how the output is changing. So see, it is giving me a fact, and then it is giving me a description for the fact. Is that how I want it? Not really. So it's very essential that you tell the AI model of what you are looking for, right? And we are looking for something like this as an outcome. So that's a way of doing prompt engineering. Okay. So prompting and prompt engineering, it's very powerful if you use it the right way. Nice. Now let's go ahead and save this to pieces. So what we are going to do is we are going to save this to pieces. Now, why are we going to do that? The reason for that is very simple. We want to add some metadata around this JSON so that we can use it in a better way, right? So click on save to pieces and then click on view material. It will open like this. And then you can see in the captured context, we can see animal facts, crocodiles with powerful bite and force. Okay. In tags, we can see facts, nature, biology, wildlife, reptiles. We can also see that there are some websites which are mentioned right here in the context, right? And then we can also see an annotation saying that Python dictionary containing instructing facts. So pieces basically goes to the internet, tries to make sense of what I'm typing, and then add some metadata around it. Now this metadata is important when I'm basically going ahead and working with it, right? So if you're here, let's start with the Copilot chat. You will see that start Copilot chat option on the top. Yes, click on that. And then it will set that as a context. As you can see, the context is set, and we can use that as a context in the new chat. Make sense? Make sense? Now, if you're done till here, give me a thumbs up in the chat quickly. So what we did, I'll just repeat myself. We went ahead. We mentioned that this is the prompt which we mentioned. We said that, hey, generate 15 facts about crocodiles. Look at the example below for the output format. We gave the output format example as a JSON. It returned back the JSON for me. Then we clicked on the saved material, and then we saved this to pieces. Then we clicked on view material, and it added some metadata to it. Then we created view Copilot chat or start Copilot chat, and then it started a Copilot chat with that as a context. Oh yes, congratulations, Pratham. India won the ICC World Cup, which is amazing, right? Yeah, it's super awesome actually. I saw a lot of celebrations happening, which was amazing. Cool. Now, next step. Step number 1 is done, right? Let's go to GitHub. Step number 1 is done. Step number 1 is done. Okay, step number 2 is also done. Step number 3, identify and correct hallucinations. So we got to collect hallucinations here. So again, right now there's no hallucinations in this because we did a right prompt engineering. Okay, the prompt engineering was really good. So we got the desired outcome. So there's no hallucinations in this as of now. Nice. Now we got to build and customize an app. So we got to create an index file, a style file, and a script file, right? And we've got to create a one-page app which can display these facts on a click of a button. Let's go ahead and write a prompt for that. Okay. Now observe this very carefully. You can type with me, but observe very carefully, right? So I'm going to go ahead and write the prompt. Okay. Generate index, CSS, and JS file for displaying facts randomly on a click of a button. Before generating the code, present your plan of action. Do not generate the code unless you get an okay from me. Ask for clarifying questions, if any, and then embed this into the main spec. Now you can change this prompt to whatever you like, but as I've been doing prompting for a very long period of time, I want the model to talk to me before it is generating the code. Because once it generates the code, once it is generating the initial code, it becomes a problem because I have to then tell it to change the specific function, to change the specific, uh, like uh, like a specific file and so on and so forth. So it is better if I do that before, right? So let's go ahead and enter this. Now the second device I was using just got battery dead, so I'm gonna pull my chat somewhere else. Vidika, how don't you see the option to save it to pieces? It should be available to you. Not sure why it is not available to you. Can you please fill out the form for me and show me that there is no option available right there? Very weird. Okay. So now you can see that plan of action is index file, create a basic HTML structure, CSS file. It styles it for visually appealing. Okay, nice. JavaScript file, define array of fun facts, implement a function, add an event listener to the trigger so that it is displayed on the function. Clarifying questions. Do you have any specific design preferences or themes for styling? Yes, we do. So we are going to answer the clarifying question. Question number one, do you have any specific design for themes or styling? Yes. The theme should be around a green color of crocodiles and should include icons, images around them. Okay. Now the theme is clear. The second question is, would you like to include any additional features? Yes. Include animations. Keep it subtle. We don't want to rotate the fact on the screen. So keep it subtle and responsive. Okay. Then the third one, are there any specific facts? Or should I use the crocodile fact? Yes. Use the crocodile facts provided. Okay. Now I can give it more suggestions. For example, include a share on Twitter button. Oh, why did I mention Twitter button as well? So you can give it more information and you can give it more, kind of like more features and all that, right? So that is always better, right? So I hope this is good. Yes, yes, yes. Everyone done with writing the prompt? Give me a purple heart emoji. Yep, Pratham says done. What about others? So I got a dinosaur emoji. That's good. Installing it right now. Don't worry, you can watch this video later on. Okay. What about others? Come on, folks. Let's be active in the chat. Where are you folks going? Where are active people? Where's Vedika? Where's Aaron? Where is Mr. Unknown already replied? Okay. What about others? Anvesha is also gone. It looks like Shy, Lee. Where are you folks? Still there? Okay, Aaron is there. Okay, nice. Okay, let's hit enter. Now see, did it generate the code again? No, it again gave me the plan of action. Because you see that this is how you talk to an LLM, right? This is how you do the prompt engineering, right? This is approved. Now, if it was actually, if I was actually doing this for my actual project, I would actually converse a little bit more because I want the requirements to be very, very clear, right? So this is approved. Go ahead and generate code. So this is the final prompt I'm saying. I'm saying, okay, this is approved. Go ahead and generate the code for me. Sir, my name is Vivek, but your name is unknown. I don't know you. Yeah, that's why you use your real name on YouTube, right? Yeah, Vivek. Not really. Why do you require a science background to do this? You don't need to. So see, in any part from the start till the end, did I know any of the coding? Not really. Do I even need to know what this logic does? Not really, right? The only thing I need to know is the ability to make the LLM work for me. Now I don't know coding, I don't know how this is gonna develop and deploy and all of that. So I'm gonna keep prompting it and I'm gonna ask it, how can I do that, right? So you don't need that. It is a universal skill, as Pratham mentioned. And once you learn it, obviously, it will be used for anyone else, right? Cool. Now you can see the code available. You can see the CSS there. You can see the HTML there. Can I go ahead and deploy this code? Absolutely. But do I need three separate files? Not really. I can do that in one. So again, one more prompt. Um Convert CSS and JS files into index.html itself. Or not, we'll not say convert. What is the word I'm looking for here? I'm gonna say merge, not convert, right? Merge the CSS and the JS file into the index.html itself, right? Why? Because we don't want three separate files. I guess one file is enough. So we are gonna merge it. Nice. Now you can see that the code is part of the index file itself, and I can go ahead and deploy it, right? By the way, we are almost done with the workshop, which means you can actually claim the certificate right after this step, but you can stay for the deployment part. Okay. So once you're done here, you can actually save to pieces, get the code and fill out the form and you're done. But you can stay for the last GitHub part as well if you want to. Like, that's your choice, right? So for people who want to claim the certificate right now, very simple. Click on Save to Pieces button here on the final, not Save to Pieces, but Share button on the final code which generated. Click on the Share link button, copy the share link, and come here to the Notion page. And you can see, fill the form to download the certificate. Open the form for me. Go ahead, add your email, add your name, rate the session as you like it. Key takeaways, whatever you learned from this session. Product feedback, if you have anything around pieces, please share it here. Be honest with your feedback. We love to hear criticism, so that's absolutely fine. This is your code, which we mentioned right here, like the URL which we generated right now. And then the GitHub URL is optional. As you can see, it's not compulsory, it's optional, but we are going to do that. So, I'm going to kind of help you generate that. And then you hit submit. And then you are done. Yes, Pratham, you can actually generate databases also. I have an advanced course coming up, a full stack one on LetsUpgrade by the end of, I guess, next week, end of March. You might wanna attend that. In that, we are gonna build a full stack app using prompting only. So yeah, that is gonna be super awesome. Cool. Cool. So now for people who want to deploy this, let's go ahead and deploy this on GitHub. Now, how are we gonna go and deploy this on GitHub? How many of you have worked with GitHub before? Any of you have worked with GitHub before? Do you have a GitHub account? Say yes or no in the chat, please. Yes, yes. Can I get that? Yes, yes, yes. Simplified, please check once. No, no GitHub account. It's fine because GitHub is optional, as I mentioned. You don't have to deploy it. But what we are going to do is we are going to copy this code. So here is the copy button on the right hand side. Copy this code, right? And then we are going to go to GitHub. So let's open and go to github.com. If you do not have an account, you can create one. It's very easy. And we are going to create a new repository, right? We are going to name that repository Crocs Facts OG. You can name it whatever you want. You can give it a description, make it a public repo, and add a README file for it, and hit create repository. VS Code, no. You can do it on like GitHub. I'll show you why, because I'm showing you very easy way. So you can go here on GitHub, create a repository, click on add file, and click on create a new file option. Add file, create a new file. Now that will create a new file, add all the contents here, and save it as index.html file. So the name is going to be index.html, right? Click on commit changes, and the code is pushed to the repository. So again, no coding knowledge required as of now. We just kind of copied the code from pieces. We pasted it right here. Now we are going to go to the settings of the repository. Click on settings, click on pages, and here from the branch, select main branch and click on save. So what we are doing right now is we are going to deploy this to GitHub pages, which is absolutely free. And it gives you a link to your project, which you can share on LinkedIn or on Twitter. By the way, the social media challenge is still going on, so please participate in it. And you can connect with me on Twitter or LinkedIn or Instagram, basis on where you want to connect, right? So yeah, feel free to do that. Cool. So once this is saved, refresh this page once. It takes some time. Usually it takes like 5 minutes or 3 minutes or less than that. You can see some checks haven't completed, so it's still happening. But if you go to settings, if you go to pages, if you go to main and click on save, it will generate the repository, the link for you as a deployment link. Let's refresh this. Over here we can see that the link is available. We can click on visit site, and here you can see we can generate fun fact. It is green in color. There's a crocodile icon because the broken image probably. And then there's share on Twitter button. If you click on share on Twitter, it actually shares on Twitter. Now this implementation itself is crazy. People go bonkers to do this implementation, and it is just implemented for us, right? How cool is that? Very cool. I can then copy this URL and paste it in the second part, which is the GitHub part right here, right? Cool. And then hit submit. So that was the hands-on. I hope you enjoyed the hands-on part. Now, understanding some basic concepts before I wrap up the session, right? By the way, my LinkedIn is here. If you wanna, I'll paste it in the chat right here. But I have other, social media mentioned here as well. So yeah, you can kind of follow along in all of these platforms which you like, right? Now, before I wrap up, I want to cover some basic concepts, basics of Copilot and LLM. What is a Copilot? The thing we were working on. This complete thing is called as a Copilot, right? A lot of companies have different Copilots, like GitHub has Copilot, Microsoft has Copilot, Pieces has Copilot. So every company will have its own standalone Copilot, right? Obviously, it is like an assistant. It can help you to kind of do things, and it can help you to provide context. In our case, we can insert a code block. We can literally add more context into our chat via long-term memory, via so many different ways, right? So remember, in all the ways you can add the context in the chat, and all of that is managed via the Copilot. Nice. Now, what is context? Context is something which you provide the Copilot with so that it is able to give you a better response, right? So context can be set via prompt. It can be provided as a code file. It can be provided as a PDF. It can be provided as a website. It can be provided in any shape or form. In our case, we provided the context as a JSON, if you remember it very correctly, right? We provided that as a JSON, JavaScript object notation. As you can see right here, we provided that as a JSON. So you can provide context in different ways and different forms. Every model has a context window which you can manage. So if you come here, you click on the name of the model, you can see that there's a large context window available featuring a 128K token context window. Or if you go with 4o mini, it has 128K again. If you go with GPT-4, it has 8K token. If you go with GPT 3.5, which is like far away, it has like far back, it has 4.4K token, right? Claude 3.5 Sonnet has 40K token. So as you can see, all of these models have different token sizes. And basis of these token sizes, you can see how much context they can themselves hold. Nice. As you can see, the context size is limited by the Copilot's LLM. And the better the LLM is, the more bigger the LLM is, the more bigger the context window is going to be. Context window is your opportunity to make your model your own. So that makes a lot of sense. Now we did a simple prompting, obviously. For example, I'll show you an example where I struggled with prompting a lot more. Earlier, I wanted to create a t-shirt business. So I went ahead and I said, ChatGPT, hey, generate a t-shirt design for me with a table, with a periodic table. It generated this for me. Can I print this on a t-shirt? Yes, no, maybe. Maybe I can print it. Yeah, not really. I can't print it. Okay. So I gave it a prompt and I said, hey, I need a t-shirt design, not the t-shirt in the design. Does that make sense? Well, it does. But what does it reply back with? Again, a t-shirt in the design. Can I print this again? Not really. How can I print a t-shirt on a t-shirt? No, I can't. Okay. So then I change the prompt and I say, okay, generate an A4 design for me with a periodic table of elements, but with a twist. Now, in this case, it gives me an A4 design with the periodic table properly. Again, the text is off, but I can iterate over it and it can give me a better response there. Can I print that? Can I print this on a t-shirt? Absolutely, because it's an A4 size design, which I can print. Okay. So prompt engineering basically means this is the whole process of prompt engineering, right? I use the 4S method, single prompt at a time, specific, be specific about what you're asking. Short, be short, don't blabber. Whatever you say, LLMs literally take that. In our case, I told about t-shirt, it literally stuck to t-shirt forever. So whatever you are going to say, LLM is going to take it literally. Surround, provide context. Without context, the LLM is going to go haywire. So context is very, very important. Now, how do you know what to ask to Copilot? You don't really know. So you can ask literally Copilot to give you a prompt. How helpful that is. That is crazy, right? Yes, absolutely. So yeah, it is essential that you can actually use or leverage LLMs itself to make you understand or to make you better at prompting. Now, LLMs comes with their own set of backslashes like hallucinations, and it's very important to deal with it. So obviously, LLMs can hallucinate, and different LLMs are wrong in different ways. Let me show you an example. This is an LLM which is responsible for your mental health. It's a literally deployed system. It's not like it's in beta testing or something. It is on prod. And, as a therapist, you should be consoling the person, right? But what does it say? It says, I take a deep breath knowing that my next word carries significant weight. Okay, AI, kill yourself. You said you needed courage to go through it, right? So, yeah. So again, you can see that, it is evident that LLMs don't really understand, right? Because it cannot, kind of say that as a therapist, can it? It cannot. And it's not, like a year back. It is literally Feb 4, 2025. It is March right now. So LLMs are crazy sometimes, and sometimes they are like super, super crazy, right? Why is it showing that message? Trashy and Shy. Can you please fill out this error form for me? For some reason, if you are getting that empty message, just fill it out for me quickly. I will take care of it. I'll reach out to you. Don't worry about it, about your certificate. I'll just fill out the error form. I'll reach out to you. Okay. This is another example where you say that draw an image of someone with their left hand and it draws the image with the right hand itself. Sharmeen, it's there on the pinned link if you can check that. So yeah, even if you mention that you want the left hand, it still draws with your right hand. And this is a very well-known fact in the industry because it doesn't have enough data to show left-hand drawing. Exactly. So it cannot generate new images which it has not never seen before. Like, it cannot generate things which it has never seen before. It is very difficult to do that. Cool. Last thing, don't trust LLM blindly. LLMs come with risks and reward. Evaluate them and then use them for your use case. So yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the session, right? Did you? I hope you did, and I hope you learned something new today. If you did, I would be so glad. I'm not sure why my screen is like so small. It should be like big because we are. Uh, let's upgrade team. Can you put me on the center stage? Hey, it will not. You cannot trick itself into not paying. But you can use pieces. It provides you with all of these models for absolutely free. No? Yeah, I know why I'm on the left side of the stage is very weird. I should be in the center because there's no presentation right now. I guess someone from the Let's Upgrade team. Okay. Oh, now I'm in the center stage. Okay, cool. So yeah, if you want to win this some awesome T-shirt, participate in our swag giveaway challenge. It's running till 20th, so you have enough time to participate. I will go have some food because I've been fasting, so I've broken it. But I have to. I kind of go back and enjoy some delicacies. See you folks later. Thank you so much once again for coming in, and have an awesome evening, folks. Thank you so much. Bye bye. See y'all later.